Hey there guys, Hail Plasma 324 and welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, we had an epic duel against Shizune over bread. And then, after student council, Misha approached us and said that she wants to talk to us. When the sun is turning the sky a romantic amber color, the cute girl wants to talk to us. The popping sound of my canned coffee opening destroys any chance of maintaining such a cheesy mood, sounding louder than I'd have ever thought imaginable, amplified by the context of the situation. I sigh in disappointment and relief. So, what is it? Oh, actually, I'm a little behind in some of my classes, and if I don't catch up, it could be a problem. I can't put it off any longer. My teachers say that I really have to start taking things seriously, so I should listen, especially because this is the third time. I'm sorry, Hee-chan. Why are you apologizing? I won't be able to help you or Shi-chan with student council for a few days. It'll only be for 2 or 3 days, really. I'll definitely try and come back as soon as possible, but I can't say I'm happy about this. It's supposed to be getting really busy this week, too, isn't it? That's some unfortunate timing. For a second, I want to ask if maybe Shizune could pull some string to get her out of it. But Misha looks so genuinely apologetic about it. Probably be pretty dickish of me to say something like that. Besides, if she says it's something that can't be put off any longer, I'm inclined to believe her, considering how surprisingly serious she can be with student council duties. Yeah, I see. It's okay. You managed with just Shizune and yourself last year, didn't you? So I'm sure I'll be able to do as well. Don't worry about it. Really? Thank you, Jen. Really? Yay! I didn't know Hee-chan would take it so well. Thought you'd be worried. I thought there was going to be so much work with town about it coming up and everything. Damn, she knows me oddly well. But Hee-chan is so composed. I'm glad. Yeah. You're sort of right. I was thinking about it, but it's not that big a deal. I'm not going to freak over that. It's going to be a little annoying passing that pad back and forth to talk to Shizune, though. Hee-chan, just tell Shizune that... Shi-chan that you can use sign language, too. I don't understand why you won't. Not yet. I can understand most things already, but I want to be really sure. Actually, I wouldn't mind. The secrecy is killing me, too, and it would be nice to be able to talk to her in real conversation. Don't worry, I'm going to have to tell her eventually. I want to. Actually, I'm trying to think of a good opportunity for it. That won't be a problem, Hee-chan. Why not? Well, because I kind of told Shi-chan that you can understand her. She was worried about the same thing, that you wouldn't be able to understand each other. So I was worried, but it worked out all fine in the end. Ha ha ha. I lose it. Ah! Do you know how stupid I look now? I sat there for like half the damn day acting like I couldn't read sign language, and you're seriously telling me that you knew the whole time I could? She's probably thinking this guy is a complete jackass, pretending he can't understand me. I just made a total ass of myself. How could you let me do this? Misha frowns, seeming lost for words, on realizing that I'm taking this differently than she might have expected. She doesn't speak again until after seeing that I've calmed down. But, Hee-chan, I definitely think this is for the best. She says without batting an eye, having waited patiently through my panic to say it. The sheer delivery of her words makes it seem like she sliced out the time between when she dropped the bomb on me and now. It's pretty funny in a way. You have such a one-track mind, you know that? Yes! The damage is done. If Misha can believe that things will work out with such unflinching surety, then maybe it's worth giving it a chance. And if things don't work out, I'll run as fast as I possibly can. To try and make it up to me anyway, just in case. To try and make it up to me anyway, just in case, she offers to buy me another drink from the vending machine. It's a very small token of apology, but I suppose it's the thought that counts, and her thoughts are sincere. Plus, it's a free drink, so I accept. Reach to get my water. And I can't reach it, of course. I throw back my daily fistful of pills with a glass of water. After a solid 8 hours of sleep, I don't really know what I was so afraid of last night. As I chew a particularly large towel in half, I continue to rationalize my worries away. Shizune knew I was taking sign language class yesterday, and she didn't make a big deal out of it. She might be mute, but that doesn't mean she can't make her feelings known. No, in fact, she seems like she's all the more direct for it. She doesn't beat around the bush or hold back. She always makes herself clear unapologetically, so there can be no mistakes. So if she wasn't mad then, it's unlikely she would be at all, and on top of that, I didn't do anything wrong anyway. But as that fear of mine recedes, as the thought of spending a couple days with Shizune without Misha takes its place. I hadn't really thought about it yesterday, but the idea becomes more and more intimidating. It's true I can understand sign language pretty well, but I would definitely hesitate to say I can understand it above a basic level, and if she were to speed up her signing, which she does quite a bit, I don't think I could keep up. Signing, too, is not my strong suit, both at the same time like Misha can is still a distant dream. Ichan! What? Don't forget you said you would help out with building stalls today, behind the school after class is up. Okay. Over, okay? I know. Last time you helped out, Ichan, we really appreciate it. This time it's even more important, so skipping out is unforgivable, okay? I want to ask why that is, but there is an opportunity to. Besides, Misha is behind in her classes, so it seems like a bad idea to distract her now that I know that. I can always ask her at lunch, which is what I end up doing. Because, Ichan, a festival that celebrates a town is exactly what it sounds like. It's to celebrate your home and its history. Tanabata is different, for wishes and lovers. That definitely makes it more important, doesn't it? Yeah, naturally it would be. Is that really what it's for, though? Ichan, you have no sense of fun. She puffs out her cheeks in displeasure after blowing the air out like a deflating balloon. You have to appreciate things like that, even if it's just an excuse to eat interesting things and dress up in the end. I'll be disappointed if you don't, okay? Before I can say anything, she turns to the side to inhale a croquette. After classes, I meet Shizune behind the school, where it seems she's already set up everything sometime yesterday. She greets me with a short wave and then a flourish of the hammer already in her hand. Extends her arm toward the stalls behind her, some of which are already half completed, others still haphazard piles of wood bundled together with string. As time passes, I realize the pills can only do so much. I still get way more tired than should be normal. Luckily, Shizune's back is to me, so I can afford to take a lot of breaks without having to worry about her wondering why. When I stop and think about it, though, I start to feel pretty guilty for taking advantage of her inability to hear that my hammer stopped banging. It's a terrible thing to be happy about. Her work ethic is admirable. It's obvious that it bores her and even annoys her, but she doesn't slacken her pace. When she gets tired of nailing a stall together with one arm, she switches to the other. Shizune, I feel like an idiot the second I say her name. I can't tell her what I think. There's a hammer in my hand as well, and in the end, I feel like I have to keep up with her. I can't slack off either, especially when it's just the two of us. There's no time to sign, no opportunity. Not even for a compliment for a job well done. Even something as casual as that would require me to put my hammer down, get her attention, then sign it to her. A simple gesture turned into something so needlessly complex, like a single footstep taken on a road that's longer than first imagined. I've known her long enough to know this, and still forgot it. The air is filled with the rhythmic knocking of nails being driven into wood. It's actually kind of nice after a while. To pass the monotony of the task in hand, I try to match my hammering to Shizune's, then alternate it to try and form a beat. Of course, she doesn't notice. It makes me wonder, does the lack of sound make this work seem more drawn out and boring to her? Is it strange being unable to hear the results of her actions even as she feels the vibrations through her fingers? Or, having no concept of sound, does it bother her at all? Distracted, I don't notice Shizune sneaking up on me until her head pops into view. Taking a break? Yeah, I guess. Okay, let's do that. You can understand sign language. That makes it more convenient for both of us, even though you hid it from me. Ha ha ha. Why? Why what? Why'd you decide to take sign language? Her eyes don't break off mine even for a second. If she needs to read my response, her peripheral vision is good enough. Once she gets something in her gaze, she doesn't look her way. It's strange how piercing her eyes can be, dark as a lake at night. Because I wanted to. It seemed like it would come in handy, and it did, didn't it? Yes. Sorry, didn't catch any of that. See, this thing still comes up now and then. I wish Misha was here. She has work to make up for, doesn't she? Might be partly my fault. Misha doesn't need supplemental lessons. Her grades aren't the best, but she understands how the decisions she affects others. That puts her ahead of many people. Especially certain blondes. Ah. She doesn't forget things easily. Your sign language is very good. You're learning oddly fast. I've been taking classes for a while now. It's kind of easy to pick up after a while through immersion or osmosis, that kind of thing. It's not too bad. And if I'm really stuck, Misha's there too. Guess I spoke too soon. I didn't understand any of that. Time to backpedal. Well, yeah, it's not actually that easy. It's actually hard as hell. Like trying to pick up broken glass. But I guess in some ways it's interesting as well. Like an adventure. Well, no. Picking up glass is not an adventure. Sure it is. It's just as challenging. If you use a dustpan and broom, it's not. I feel frustrated and sad. When I look up, I notice she has a can of soda in her hand. Where'd you get that? I forget to sign it, but she understands anyway, following my eyes, and produces another one from behind her back. She tosses it in my direction, and I catch it with both hands. I brought an extra one for you. She pauses to slide her fingernail under the tab of the can and pop it open before setting it aside for a moment. If you're going to try and help me so much, then I have to look out for you too. It's only natural. you're going to learn sign language, that is something entirely different. I'm naturally going to be impressed. What separates the two is obligation. I'm very happy. She downs her drink in one go, stretches her arms behind her back, and jumps to her feet. Okay, back to work. And like that, it's over. Shizune returns to her work with the same energy as before, the lingering traces of a smile on her face, the only evidence that she had taken a break at all. As I do the same, I think Misha was right in saying everything would work out for the best. Everything so far seems to be going in that direction. Misha swings by as it starts to get darker, looking just as tired as I feel, and Shizune decides to stop for today. As we cover the day's work and go our separate ways, I look at how fluidly they talk to each other, and how easily they laugh together as they walk to their dorm. It makes me appreciate Misha's skill at sign language more. I wonder if I'll ever reach that level, or if I even will have the time to. See if I can reach my drink now. Get over here, you son of a bitch. Do it, you bitch, do it. Fuck. Get over here, goddammit. There we go. Goddamn. Okay. I'd have a drink. The first thing I do this morning is trip once again over Kenji's packet as I get out of bed, finding myself diving headfirst into the floor before I'm even fully awake. I want to smack this thing with the first blunt object I can find, like I'm going for a home run, but I don't have the energy for that this early in the morning, and would likely damage whatever's inside. That would be mean. I slide it into the hallway. It sails along the smooth floor with little difficulty and stops with a soft and almost inaudible bump on colliding with Kenji's door. Immediately, a dozen locks unbolt in succession like a mounting symphony. Who is it? He says, as he blindly steps forward into the hallway anyway, somehow stepping over the box in a way that would be uncharacteristically, incredibly graceful if it weren't for the fact that I know it was wholly accidental. It's me, I got your mail, you're standing over it. I know, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, whatever. So what's in it? He cringes, instantly turning very defensive and agitated. It's nothing. Come on, tell me, I'm curious. You know, I almost broke my neck falling over it, and for that I had to carry the stupidly large box around with it blocking my vision, crossing roads with it in front of me. I'm thinking you can at least tell what's inside in return. It's secret stuff. I can't tell you because it wouldn't be very secret and shit. It's nothing important. Well, if it's nothing important, you can tell me. If it's nothing important, why do you have to know? Why is that wrong? Why do you have to know? Why can't I know? Why are you answering my questions with questions? Why won't you answer my first question? Why won't you answer my last question? I realize their voices are getting higher with each reply. Down the hall, a door pops open and someone sticks his head up quizzically to see what is going on. We must look like such tools, but I bet I'm the only one who, out of the two of us, with enough shame to realize it. Fine, you can take it to your grave. I have to get ready for school anyway. Damn, no. Why are you so hasty to leave? Stick around a little. You want some coffee? It's been a while, you know. Look, you're dead since you were so slow with the package delivery. You're lucky I was willing to do package delivery in the first place, smartass. Well, calm down. Man, you were so confrontational. It's because of the student council thing? I hear you hang out with them now. You heard it from me, when I told you. Really? Yeah, well, whatever, man. The point is, they're terrible. You're the new guy, so of course you wouldn't know, but around here she's a very divisive figure. Before you came here, she tried to institute a badge policy. It's a long story. Maybe you should sit down. I look around for a chair, but since I can't find one since we are in a goddamn hallway, I raise a finger and start thinking that maybe I should tell him that, but he's already started talking. Not wanting to waste the arm movement, I look at my watch instead. Would have been a real reign of terror if that had happened. Wait, you're judging her based on something that didn't even happen? Yes. Anyway, her idea was like merit badges, but there would be also demerit badges. What would those do? I don't know, it never happened. It seemed bad though, so when I heard about it, I didn't leave my room for a couple weeks. So you heard there would be massive change in your room, just trying to ride the chains out. Nah, I decided to do something about it. I found the student council office after a while and rushed right in with a list of demands and a bunch of people I grabbed in order to make myself look like I had supporters. Wait, so not only did it not happen, no one even cared? Kenji doesn't hear me, having gotten a good momentum going. Wrapped up in the energy of his own ranting, he starts to completely flip out and flail his arms, appearing to wildly throw gang signs. I walked up to the desk and said to her, "Hey, you fascist woman, what's this badge idea? How out of touch could you be here in your ivory tower smuggling, looking down upon us like we're a bunch of idiots? Who do you think you are? Your level of elitism is terrible. You're probably one of those outrageous rich people who have chauffeurs driving around slums so they can point and laugh. You only drink pricey coffee beans shat out by the last living dinosaur and brewed in a solid gold skull. How could you? Go open a history book. Don't you know that this bourgeoisie are always overthrown in a bloody revolution for shit like this? Stupid, you're an idiot. Sure, the revolutionaries usually end up turning everything into an utter clusterfuck later on, but a maniac is the only kind of person who would create a policy like this. It's like something I would create to make people suffer, only real and you want to institutionalize it. Where would this Where will this desecration of our rights end? We are people. This is not justice. That's what I said. Then I added to cry, if they can take our things, but they'll never take our freedom! To appeal to the masses like in that movie about the life of William Wallace, where they took his things but not his freedom, then they killed him. But then she just ignored me and didn't even look for writing in her little paper shit. Maybe I overwhelmed her with my logic so badly that she just retreated into denial. Maybe she's just an asshole. Either way, she didn't reply, and the future refused to change. To top it off, on the way back, I realized I'd lost my student ID somewhere. This is the story of my life, a constant and seemingly futile struggle, like trying to climb up a brick wall with sponges for hands. Hey, you said nothing changed, but you didn't make everyone wear a bunch of stupid badges, so it did change. Yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe they're not so bad then. Guess that counts for something if I can get Kenji to admit that maybe 2 women may not be so bad after all. I'll take it, especially if it allows me to slip out of the conversation. I didn't realize how much time had gone by. That just proves how stupid Kenji is. He was yelling at Shizune. She ignored him. That's exactly what happened. Dumbass. I try to run through my usual morning routine as quickly as possible. I check my watch again as I leave the dorms and see that I'm already late. Fortunately, the rest of the day goes more smoothly, and after classes are over, I head to meet with Shizune again. Behind the school, I catch her leaning against a completed stand with the parts of it still flecked with bits of paper and tape, remnants of signs from the last time it was used. Absent-mindedly spinning a nail in her hand, she hasn't noticed me yet. The temptation to sneak up on her is unbearable. Years of watching foreign wildlife documentaries have prepared me for this. I'm downwind, conditions are favorable. However, the more I think about it, the more it seems like a bad idea. If I get caught halfway, I'll look like an idiot, and if she doesn't know it's me, I can end up with an injury. Either way, I'll look a little insensitive, so it would probably be best not to try anything funny, as disappointing as it is. I'll walk in front of her, startling her a little. Why so surprised? Did I catch you slacking off? No, I was taking a break. You don't look like you even broke a sweat. There's some break there, President. Shizune's eyes dart back and forth momentarily, and I think I've managed to fluster her. There's exasperation on her face and a little tension as well, but she can't back down. That would be unthinkable for her. Her fingers dance across each other impatiently. You're acting competitive today. Are you trying to get my blood boiling? You want to make it a contest? We'll race to see who can construct the most stalls by sundown. No, I'm teasing you. That's okay. It's not a real student council if you can't tease the student council president a little. You agree, don't you? That isn't the student council charter, so it isn't true. There is no charter. At least I don't think there is. The only thing they pledge loyalty to are a stack of takeout menus. Anyway, it's good that you're finally here, even if you could have been here earlier. Pick up a hammer and we'll resume where we left off. I need something to drink. Maybe I can talk now. As we work assembling stalls again, I slowly realize that it's really much less work than I would have expected. In fact, according to Shizune, we should be done by the end of the day with a little luck. The last time I did something like them, it took her, Misha, and myself almost 4 days to do it. It can't just be my imagination. You know, this doesn't seem like that much work. Because it isn't. It also leaves me wanting a little more. Knowing that it isn't the best, Shizune puts her hammer down to elaborate. It would be impossible for 2 people to do that much work in less than a week. The truth is that I don't dismantle half the stalls. I just store them someplace else. Actually, more like I hide them in plain sight. She waggles a finger mischievously. But that's a secret, and it's not proper to reveal the tricks of the trade. You're not a magician. Winking, she takes out 2 plastic containers from her bag and then puts them down on a nearby board before raising her hand slightly as to say, "Ta-da!" I made lunch today for both of us. You can have this one. The food shifted into my bag and now some of it's mixed together. She hands me one of the containers. I open it. It looks delicious, if a little simple. She hands me a pair of chopsticks, as if she just remembered to, and I eat what looks like some grilled beef. It's very tasty. You don't like your food touching other food? I do not. You're very picky. Sometimes I make food of my own, but not always and not everything. I don't like it when it's done for me. What is important is the choice. She points decisively to emphasize it, then breaks her chopsticks apart to eat her own meal. As I continue to eat, I notice two things. First, that almost everything I'm eating besides the rice is fried. Even the vegetables are fried. There's so much meat. Does she eat this kind of stuff all the time? I wonder how she manages to stay so thin in spite of it. The second thing I notice is that I can't talk to her while eating. Talking with your mouth full is a little rude anyway. But with your hands holding out chopsticks and bowls, communication between us is impossible. Just like yesterday. Even though we're spending time together, even though I look the time to learn sign language, it just feels like I'm talking to her less. Despite that, it also feels like I'm understanding her more. I hear the sound of someone tapping against one of the stands and look up to see Lily standing off to my side, feeling her way around with her cane. Hi. I narrowly catch myself before I can say, didn't see you there. Oh, Hisao, is that you? I thought I smelled something delicious cooking, and I wondered who it might be. What is she saying? It's hard to move my hands in parallel to saying something completely different to Lily. This has to be why Misha just signs everything all the time. A bit sillier, but it seems like it would simplify things a lot. Shizune tenses her fingers delightedly at my translation, as if hearing a joke. Oh god, here we go. All of this food was cooked hours ago, but for someone as slow as yourself, who can't even turn a piece of paper without being a week late, I guess your perception of time would have to be a little different. That's not very nice. A frown crosses Lily's face in response to a reply to something she didn't hear. Sorry, I'm just having a late lunch here. The student council president cooked everything. Is the student council president here right now? She's right here. I apologize, I didn't notice. Normally her level of presence is much higher. I was not aware that the student council serves lunch outdoors. Why wasn't I invited? I think this is good to have enough free time to be able to do things like this, however. What is she saying? If I were to invite you anywhere, you would just show up late. But Shizune's words are outside of Lily's perception, a fact that is, by the second, increasingly maddening to her. Translate for me completely, please. What polite phrasing. It's a shame she's essentially asking me to fully release the dog's lore. Still, I can't just do nothing. The feeling of being unable to even respond and be understood is so isolating. She would never forgive me. I'll just try to soften her words a little. Well, actually, this was all cooked a while ago. Really? That's nice. Turn over here. It's very disrespectful to not look at the person you're speaking to. That isn't the way a prim and proper lady should conduct herself. Half of what I'm saying is really what Shizune is saying. She doesn't like when people don't look in her direction she's trying to point. She's, to the right of my voice. Although in this case, I can understand why Lily wouldn't. This is a very awkward situation, and it's daunting being the sole conduit for dialogue between the two of them. Truthfully, I'd forgotten what happened the last time they butted heads like this. It's clear Shizune remembers, and Lily's being pretty hostile herself in her own way. I'm sorry, such formality slipped my mind completely. I forgot the student council president is the type of person who would demand such respect and adherence to the rules at all times. I suppose student government requires you to keep a tight ship. Then again, she certainly has time for her own fun as well, so that must not be completely true. Student council is not a dictatorship, nor a zero-sum game. Shizune points at Lily with her finger out like the barrel of a gun and snaps her fingers explosively, causing her to flinch and become visibly upset. Is that so? Then that makes it more impressive that you have been part of it for so long, playing it as though it were one. I admire the fact that you are so tenacious. To manage it all, you must be so responsible as well. Not as much as I would like to be. You can't complain about yourself, though, can you? You're very responsible. Actions like requesting a deadline to be extended and then running all the way through to the next deadline, that's a very model responsibility. Shizune is happy to hear that. But apparently you're pretty responsible yourself, she says. Does she really? More or less. Lily doesn't seem very happy. We're not holding a cookout, we're just taking a little lunch break. We're actually out here building stalls for the festival. You wouldn't know since you never go outside. Did you run out of tea? You're going into town? Shopping? No, as I said before, I was just passing by, in case you did not hear. I would hate to interrupt the student council president. You're not doing anything now, but you must both be very busy. In any case, Hisao, I'm sure that the student council president will be able to find or make work for the both of you if she needs to. I'll devour you! Yeah, very busy. Devour is a hard word. I'm pleased that I can read it. This isn't time to celebrate, though. Not over that. Instead, it looks like they might stop squabbling. I would drink to that. Have a nice day, Hisao. Goodbye, student council president. Thanks, you too. Stay classy. As soon as Lily leaves, Shizune dives into the remains of her lunch as quickly as possible, as if each bite she shovels away is a means to forgetting any of this ever happened. When she's done, she heads right back to hammering with the same mindset. It's good that she's working off her frustration, but now it doesn't look like she's in any mood to talk anymore. About 2 hours later, she stops, having mowed through the rest of the stalls non-stop in that time. It still feels hard to approach her, and I think about how easily a conversation can die. After it took so long to be able to get her alone and speak to her directly, it almost hurts. Your translation was good. Really? First class. She punctuated it with a thumbs up. For your level. There aren't many deaf people in the school, and sign language classes have been on the edge of getting cut for a while now. I'm sure you don't have many classmates, am I right? If you're only learning sign language now, your speed is going to be limited. That is why interest in it wanes, because it takes more effort than normal just to communicate. I imagine it's the same with all languages. In such a situation, conversations in sign language are less than they would be inherently to start with. I don't understand that word. Less what? Spontaneous. Misha is the only person who can really capture it. Yeah, that's definitely true. Her expression changes for a second, then changes back too quickly to digest, but I get the feeling that this isn't meant to be pursued. What I really want to know is, why do you and Lily fight so much? Tensing a little and visibly frowning, Shizune tenses her fingers and overlays them repeatedly as if shuffling an invisible deck of cards. Two fights that you know of aren't worth calling so much. If you'd been here last year, you could say that. I heard it was a rough year. Something about how you tried to institute badge policy? Haha, surprise? Well, I want to hear more about that later, definitely, but you don't like very much. Oh, wait, Hisao's saying this. Oh, okay, didn't even notice that. Haha, surprise? Well, I want to hear more about that later, definitely, but you don't like Lily very much, do you? Don't dodge my question. I'm not dodging anything. She was part of the student council until last year. We didn't get along very well. She wanted to keep doing things like the old student council did. The old student council was just so ineffectual. It was stupid and insulting. I wanted to do more, and we had a fight. A lot of fights. She couldn't do anything on time. Then she said that what I wanted to do was meaningless, just extra busy work. Does this look like meaningless busy work to you? Shizune gestures around us. What's really meaningless is a student council that doesn't do anything. Weak, lazy, and boring. Especially boring. I couldn't get excited over it. Sitting in a room with nothing to do, that's just a waste of time. Why would I even be there? I can get my blood flowing. Arguing with her does that. She could have been that motivated before. She wouldn't have put so much dedication into being my enemy. But if it shows that much spirit, it's not a complete loss. At least it's something. It's still exciting. I see. What about the badge thing? She laughs, covering her mouth with her hand as if to hide it. Her laughter is the only thing she regularly tries to hide. That was just a joke. Having a little fun sometimes is important too. The next day, I end up having to hunt around a bit at the start of lunch when I find that my usual vending machine near the dormitory building is still out of my usual favorite canned coffee. The detour takes longer than I expected. Things have been so hectic lately that it takes some time for me to register why something smells different as I walk through the school gardens back to the cafeteria. The grass has been freshly mowed. The realization makes me pause and watch for a bit. The odd group of students chatting or playing around in the grass, and a couple of teachers conversing on the path ahead make for a very idyllic scene. Or idyllic, or whatever. Unfortunately, a feeling of imminent dread starts creeping up on me after a while, the feeling that I'm not alone. Hey, Isao, is that you? Yeah, it's me. I guess you should be happy it's not him and say, let's say, a slasher. Kenji begins talking as if he's having a conversation with someone other than me. Knew it, that haircut is unmistakable. No normal person would have a haircut like that. Unconsciously, I start touching the back of my head. Once I realize what I'm doing, I feel insulted, yet too surprised to feel indignant about it. Yeah? What are you doing here? Measuring the temperature. Winter will come soon. It'll be too cold for women to go out and have their Sex and the City style power lunches, followed by extractive human wave formation waves and... What the fuck is he talking about? It will be too cold for women to go out and have their Sex and the City style power lunches, followed by obstructive human wave formation walks in crowded urban areas. With this happens, when man will be able to walk the streets unfettered once again and reclaim what is his heritage. In order to prepare for that day, I've been eating nothing but pizzas for the past week to store energy. Okay. That's what bears do. So, there's much we can learn from the bear. I think I'll stop this part here. So, next time on Let's Play Katawa Shoujo, we will talk a little bit more with Kenji, and we might even get to hear a little bit more about this festival that's coming up. Though, with how long some of these acts are, I don't think we're going to get that much into it. Then again, I could be way off, and we could start it in the next part. But that's going to have to wait until next time, so until then, take care, and keep on signing. I will see you guys